Hello everyone, today I'll be sharing a very helpful video for you. I'll tell you how to repair a TV remote control with just the tools you have on hand on. This applies not only to TV remotes, but to any remote control with buttons. I think it's a very common occurrence when you pick up the remote control and try to press a button, but the TV doesn't even respond. Of course, the problem could be the batteries, but sometimes the remote simply stops working. No matter how much you press it, it just won't turn on. Oh, and look, I'm pointing the sensor to the camera right now so you can confirm that the remote is completely inoperative. For those who don't know, if you point the IR sensor at any phone's camera, the LED on the remote will start blinking if the remote is working, if the WET is working. This means it sends it some kind of signal. But right now, as you can see, it doesn't respond to any but also. And of course, the TV won't turn on. I have an LG TV, and the remote control is also LG. But I'll say it again, don't throw away the remote. You can fix it in literally 5 minutes or minutes. To do this, we'll need a SIM card and of course the remote itself. I'll tell you all the details later, so watch the video carefully and I think you'll be 100% successful. So let's check the remote again. You know, there's another interesting method to use. Start hitting something that's not working, like your palm against a table or a wall, and suddenly it starts working. In my case, no matter how hard I tried, something just didn't work. The remote didn't work, so this method, of course, won't work for us. But it was worth a try, so to speak. And look, now we have to disassemble this remote. This is also what's called a separator because there are absolutely no screws on the remote. So everything is held together entirely by latches, and they're located roughly in these places. Let's take out the batteries. By the way, if you're asking about the batteries, yes, I bought new batteries, installed them, and they don't work at work. So it's not the batteries that are the issue. We'll come back later and put them back. Look, I'm using a flat-headed screwdriver to do DT. Dubele to diagnose you, of course, you use a plastic card or a plastic knife or something similar or something. Well, if you want to do it carefully, at the moment, I don't really care about this remote because, well, I'm opening it up with whatever I can find. We'll basically go around all the sides to carefully separate this remote. And now we've got it all figured out. Look, I'm applying a little force, just a little more, and we'll open it up. Let's pry it around a little more. So, look, we've managed to disconnect it. The top part immediately appears. It's a rubber membrane. Let's clean it right away. I recommend you just take a regular cotton swab, or at the moment I use cotton swabs. I'll start by simply cleaning all the contacts with a dry cotton swab. Here we have the circuit itself. Let's disconnect it and put the third half aside. Well, basically, the circuit looks like a circuit. Honestly, I don't even know what happened to it. I expected to see some burnt contacts or something like that, but I don't see anything like that. So let's first just clean all the contacts of dust and dirt, because it's possible that when you've been using it for a long time, all these connections wear out and this dust gets clogged. So first go over and clean all the contacts right away at the top. And by the way, you don't need to soak the cotton wool in alcohol. I just clean it with dry cotton wool. Guys, we'll need any SIM card. So where can I get one? Well, there are a lot of options. You might have a mobile startup plan. You don't need maybe your SIM card has expired. Or maybe you just have a SIM card lying around with an old number you won't be using anymore. And there are even cases where network operators give away these SIM cards for free, just so you sign up and subscribe to the specific plans. But basically, I repeat, there are 1000 options for where to get a SIM card. Look, the SIM card has these tracks. They can vary, but the point is that they're made of a special conductive material which isn't available everywhere. That's why SIM cards have such a good signal. So we're gonna have to try a little harder and remove a small piece of this SIM card about this long or this wide. How you do it doesn't really matter. For example, I use a regular utility knife. I just need to carefully cut it to the right length. This is how I do it. No. Let me try to do it in front of you. Here I've already cut a little into the SIM card itself. I'm getting there little by little. I'm just afraid to overdo it, so to speak. Well, look, we basically have this piece almost ready to cut. We make the second cut slowly, gently, so as not to injure ourselves. But again, I repeat, you can do it differently. And look, I'm prying it up with a knife. That's it. We do it carefully, slowly. And what we get, you see, is a small piece in the shape of a rectangle or a square. So take tweezers or something similar. You could also use pliers. I'll do this, wiggle this little piece back and forth, and it'll fall off. It's already broken off, and that's basically all we need. Now, what do we do next? Well, we took roughly this size. That's basically all we need. Next, take any super glue that dries instantly, like in a split second. The brand of glue doesn't matter. And here we need to apply a little bit of it to the on/off membrane of your remote control. This is the most common problem. Why doesn't the remote control turn on the TV? Yes, of course, it's possible that some other tracks don't work, but the on/off button works. Cool. Then just do the same thing on the other button. Say, if you have several such buttons, you'll have to try, of course, to cut out several of these squares. You can get a photo كذا يفوق اللي فوق ده شو كذا صرفان شو ترى. For now, we'll try this, yes, just on this button, because I don't really know. Hey, maybe the problem isn't with the button, and maybe some other button isn't working. But the point is, the remote used to work up, turned on normally, and then suddenly it stopped working. So we take this thing, lean it against the glue, carefully adjust it so everything fits nicely, sticks and doesn't get in the way, and it looks something like this. The rest is actually pretty simple. We just need to carefully put it all back together so all the buttons line up and don't jib anything. So look, we carefully place everything, press it down, and make sure the buttons are pressed and in place properly. And then we put the back on where the batteries always are. By the way, let me know in the comments how you repair remote controls. Or maybe you don't repair them at all, and it's easier for you to just buy one and save yourself the hassle. Yes, if I hadn't fixed this remote, I would have bought a new one too. But in principle, why not try to repair it with improvised means, especially since these means can be found almost anywhere, buddy. Ooh. Look, once we've carefully snapped everything back together, insert the batteries, adjust the contacts so they're properly aligned, close it. Now let's see what we've got. Press the button and you can already see, look, there's some flashing going on. Yeah. So now we can say the remote is already working. There's no point in even checking it on the TV. You can see the signal is already coming in. That is, no matter how I press absolutely any button or the TV's on/off button, we see a constant flashing, meaning a signal is coming from the remote. And the banal reason was that the contacts had worn out, that there wasn't longer any contact with the membrane and the circuit itself. Yeah.